There's a quiet kind of self-betrayal that doesn't look dramatic from the outside. It looks like kindness, it looks like flexibility, it looks like being easy to deal with. But underneath it, something slowly disappears. Your ability to even recognize what you want. Over time, the habit of adjusting to everyone else becomes so automatic that your own preferences feel blurry, distant, almost inconvenient. You say yes before you've checked in with yourself. You compromise before you've even formed an opinion, and eventually, you stop asking yourself what you feel at all. This video is about what happens when putting others first becomes so constant that you lose touch with your own desires without realizing it. At first, it doesn't feel like loss. It feels like being the mature one, the calm one, the one who doesn't create problems. You become the friend who's fine with anything, the partner who doesn't need much, the coworker who can handle it. And for a while, that identity feels safe. There's a quiet relief in being the low-maintenance person. No conflict, no tension, no accusations of being difficult. You tell yourself it's easier this way. You tell yourself you genuinely don't mind. But something strange begins to happen. When someone asks, "Where do you want to eat?" your mind goes blank. When your partner asks, "What do you want?" you genuinely don't know. When your boss piles on another responsibility, your mouth says yes while your body feels heavy. You start noticing a subtle exhaustion, not physical, not dramatic, just a steady background depletion. Because every small adjustment costs something. Every swallowed preference, every unspoken boundary, every time you override that small internal no. And the strangest part, you may not even register it as betrayal. You register it as being good. For many people, this pattern didn't start in adulthood. It started early, in homes where love felt conditional on being agreeable, where expressing anger led to withdrawal, where having strong opinions created tension. Maybe you learned that being helpful earned praise, that being easy kept the peace, that needing less made you more lovable. Children are adaptive. They learn quickly. If harmony keeps connection intact, they become harmonizers. If self-sacrifice prevents rejection, they become self-sacrificers. Over time, this becomes less of a strategy and more of a personality. You don't think, "I'm betraying myself." You think, "I'm just this kind of person." Psychologically, this often turns into what's called self-abandonment, the gradual habit of leaving yourself to maintain attachment, not in dramatic moments, in quiet ones, in everyday compromises that stack on top of each other until your own inner world feels unfamiliar. As an adult, it shows up in subtle ways. You date someone who decides everything, and you go along with it. You tell yourself you're just laid back. Months pass, and resentment quietly builds, but you don't know why. At work, you become the reliable one, the one who stays late, the one who absorbs extra tasks. Promotions pass you by because you never asked for more. You told yourself being grateful was enough. With friends, you listen, you support, you accommodate schedules. But when you need support, you hesitate, you minimize, you convince yourself it's not that important. And slowly, something inside you starts to feel invisible. Not because people don't care, but because you stopped showing up as someone with clear wants, clear limits, clear needs. There's grief in that, a quiet grief. The grief of realizing you've built relationships around a version of yourself that is always adjustable, always flexible, always agreeable. And the longer it goes on, the harder it becomes to tell the difference between who you truly are and who you became to stay connected. Sometimes the wake-up moment is subtle, a wave of resentment that surprises you, a sudden burst of irritation over something small, or a deep fatigue after yet another "yes, you didn't mean." You start asking yourself, "Why do I feel so drained?" But the real question underneath is harder. When was the last time I chose something just because I wanted it? This is the hidden cost of chronic people-pleasing. It doesn't just exhaust you, it erodes your internal clarity, your preferences, your sense of agency. And eventually, it can create a quiet identity crisis. Because if you've spent years adjusting to everyone else, then stepping back and asking, what do I actually want, can feel terrifying. There's no script for that. There's no immediate answer. Sometimes there's just silence. But that silence isn't emptiness. It's unfamiliarity. It's the sound of a voice that hasn't been consulted in a long time. Reclaiming it doesn't start with dramatic boundaries or confrontations. It starts with noticing. Noticing the automatic yes. Noticing the tension in your chest. Noticing the subtle disappointment after you agree to something you didn't want. It starts with pausing long enough to ask yourself a question you may have stopped asking years ago. What do I feel right now? At first, the answers may be unclear. That's okay. Clarity returns slowly. Preference returns slowly. Self-trust returns slowly. You don't have to become selfish to stop abandoning yourself. You don't have to swing to the other extreme. You can still be kind. You can still be thoughtful. You can still care deeply. But you are allowed to exist inside your own life. You are allowed to have wants that don't revolve around keeping everyone comfortable. And learning what those wants are may feel awkward at first, like meeting yourself again after a long absence. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. And if you're ready to explore these quieter patterns more deeply, consider subscribing. Sometimes the most radical shift isn't becoming louder. It's becoming honest with yourself again.